Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Vijay Chhabra. I'm calling from Miracles Mediclinic Healthcare Center. I'm board certified in internal medicine, and today we are going to discuss about how to take care of yourself during the summer months. As we all know that summer months could be sometimes very harsh, especially these month of May and June. And the population which is more prone to get heat exhaustion is the infants, young children, senior citizens with cardiopulmonary problems, and the amount of heat exposure. The heat can lead to 4 different problems: heat cramps, heat exhaustion, heat syncope, and heat stroke. The normal body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 38 degrees Celsius. There's a center in the brain which is called thermoregulatory center in the hypothalamus, which maintains the body temperature. The following are the main tips which one should follow to prevent it from heat cramps and heat exhaustion. The most important thing is the hydration. One should really drink about approximately 2 to 3 liters of water along with electrolytes to prevent it from dehydration. But during the summer months, the consumption could be more depending upon the heat exhaustion and the heat exposure. Can summer cause headaches? Yes, indeed. Summer months can cause a lot of headaches if there is a heat exhaustion. One feels very dizzy and will lead to be more lethargic and headaches. The other thing is that how can you differentiate whether one person is dehydrated or not is by the color of the urine. If the urine is very dark, concentrated, then it indicates that you are dehydrated. If the urine is normal straw color, that means that you have a fair amount of hydration. The most important thing is the diet also. One should take light diet at a time and more hydrating foods. For example, soup, salad, celery, etc., and fruits. The diet should be rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin D. It says how to prevent heavy sweat during summer in armpits. Well, the very important thing is that to prevent excessive sweating is by wiping yourself, cleaning yourself intermittently, and using some dusting powder, Johnson baby powder or something to keep the skin dry and not very oily and prevent it from excessive sweat. Which kind of drinks are good for the boiling summer? As I did mention it, coconut water is good, lemon water is good, buttermilk is good, Coke, all kind of juices are okay. And one should avoid is the alcoholic beverages and the colas. Skin care is very, very crucial and very important. One should use the SPF 30 to minimize the sunburn and sun exposure. How can I prevent hair fall due to summer sweating? The hair fall could be from multiple reasons, but during summer months it could be from vitamin deficiency, especially vitamin E, vitamin D, and one should check the thyroid profile, because if there is a low active thyroid, that can lead to brittle hair and hair fall also. Skin care, I said SPF 30, one should use it, and mango is good, which has a beta carotene in it, which is good for the skin. Eye care, try to avoid excessive exposure to the UV lights, so wear some sort of sunglasses to prevent that. Is acne worse in the summer months? Yes, acne certainly could be because of the excessive sweating. So the best thing is that one should keep the oily skin avoided. Use some fresh cold water to dry the skin and dab it with a towel, and use some moisturizer. If the acne is worse, then one should use some medications like Clindagel or something, or see the dermatologist for that. Certain antibiotics can be helpful for acne also. I have a small baby which drink is best for her. Well, babies should be kept very hydrated, fair amount of electrolytes, ORX or milk is very helpful. But babies are very prone to get dehydration very frequently, so one should really be very careful, and if the child has any poor sensorium, then one should see the pediatrics right away. The hair care, try to avoid getting the hair very dry, and oil also. One should use once in a while or once in a week sort of coconut oil to keep the hair shining and glowing, and use some nice non-perfumed shampoos. Bath twice a day would be preferable, and then use some dusting powder on the body to prevent it from getting oily and dry skin. Moisturizers are very, very good to keep the skin glowing and preventing it from the dryness. Foot care. Try to wear the open sandals so that sweat is not there much, and it can prevent it from fungal infections also. Personal hygiene, as I mentioned, twice a day bath would be very helpful. General measures is try to avoid going out during the time period from 12 noon to 4 p.m. because the sunlight is very direct on you, and it's better to have some indoor activities, and especially for the children, one should use the indoor games rather than playing outside during that period of time. What to do for sunburn? Well, the most important thing is to use the SPF 30 so that you don't get the sunburn, but if God forbid, if you do get the sunburn, then the cold compresses, moisturizers, and sometimes one has to take maybe non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medication to ease the pain. Amongst the car tips, small children should never be left alone in the parked car, and the pets also. The car, the metal gets very easily extremely hot, and that can lead to exhaustion and heat stroke. So make sure that please don't leave the children or pets unattended in a parked car. Getting petrol in the car, try to avoid during the hot days because the petrol expands and you will get less petrol in your car. Try to get them in the evening hours. Eat more fruits. Is it safe to travel during pregnancy in this high temperature? Yes, it is certainly safe so long, you are having a proper temperature being maintained in the car. Air condition is very, very helpful. And at times when wherever you are, I think you should use the fan also to blow the hot air out, but air condition and less humidity would be definitely better. In pregnancy, the metabolism is increased, so one has to be very careful in hydrating themselves and having a proper cool temperature in the rooms. In the fruits, I have oily skin. Do I have to moisturize? Yes, as I did mention it, I try to remove the oil by using the cold water and dabbing the skin by a clean towel, and then use some moisturizer, and dusting the powder over the rest of the body is also very, very important and good for you. Amongst the general measures, as I said, that try to avoid exposure directly to the sun, stay in the cool areas. Air condition is very helpful, and hydrating yourself, eating light meals, and eating more fresh fruits are very important, and they are good for vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, and as well as beta carotene, which is good for the skin. My baby is underweight, I'm worried, and because of summer, she is not able to digest anything. Well, I think that in that case, one should see a pediatrician because um, heat has nothing to do with underweight. I think the child's nourishment is suffering, and that is why she is underweight. It's better to see a pediatrician and get a proper guidance from them. Any other questions? If you have, certainly you are more than welcome to ask. But general tips are basically hydration, diet, eye care, hair care, foot care, skin care, and removing the excessive oil from the skin, using the sunscreen SPF 30 about half an hour before going out. Light clothes are very important. Try not to wear tight clothes and avoid dark clothes because they absorb the heat. Light clothes reflects the heat, so it is very good for you. I have a body odor problem, and in summer months during worse, is it normal? Yes, of course, because of the excessive sweat, one has the bad odor at times. So the best bet is that to clean the areas, clean them with cold water. Just splash little water over there, dab it with a clean towel, and use the dusting powder. And moisturizer is very, very important. Try to avoid excessive perfumes and irritating skin creams. The natural it is, the better it is. Headache in the summer months, what to do? Well, first of all, try to avoid excessive exposure to the heat directly. But if one has to go out and prevent it by using caps, hat with a brim is very good, bandanas, or use umbrella to prevent it from direct exposure to sun. And if it is bothersome, too much excessive headache, then one has to see the medical doctor to see that if there is any other pathological problems. General measures are very, very crucial and important. Try to avoid going during 12 to 4 p.m. period, and make sure that you do most of the activities either early part of the morning hours or late evenings, so that you avoid heat cramps and heat exhaustion. If, God forbid, if something happens with heat stroke or heat syncope, in that case, it's a medical emergency and one should really seek the medical help. You may need IV hydration, IV fluids, and a proper thorough workup. All the electrolytes need to be checked also. Can I have a lemon water after meal in summer? In fact, not after meals, but you should take a fair amount of hydration before meals. So lemon water is very good, and it will increase your digestion also, and it will fill you up to some extent so that you won't be eating too much or excessively. So yes, lemon water should be used before your regular meals, which will maintain your integrity of the digestive system also. One should use maybe coconut water or lemon water, or even some sort of fruits before the meals would be helpful. So it will give you a feeling of satiety, and one will not eat excessive meals or food. So best thing is to prevent it from the heat stroke is exposure, hydration, diet more in salads, soups, rich in vitamins, and use light clothes, light coloring, avoid dark clothes, use hat, use bandanas or umbrella, and prevent it going under the direct, staying in the exposure areas. Shade is always better if one can use it. And for elderly people, air condition is very important, so they should not have the in a heated environment. My stomach always disturbed in summer. Well, that's again a part of the heat cramp, because the smooth muscles get cramps, and that's why one feels little bloated feeling, as well as like little crampy feeling in the stomach. So if you have proper hydration, and if you have more salads and soups, that will calm down and that will relax the smooth muscle. So try not to overeat yourself, and as I said, that take always some sort of a lemon water or some juice prior to your meal. If you have any more questions, you can certainly ask me. What are the best fruit for summer? The best bet would be melons, watermelon, strawberry. In the vegetables are cucumbers, celery, papaya is very good. To some extent, mangoes are okay because that has, as I said, beta carotene. I'm suffering from extreme dryness, breakage, and dullness in my hairs. Please suggest something. Well, as I mentioned, that make sure that you use wash the hair at least once every day with cold water if possible, and don't use perfumed shampoos, but conditioner is very, very good. Other thing is that one should avoid using too much of drying of the skin, drying of the hair by hair dryers, etc. And vitamin E, vitamin D is very good for the dry hair. Once in a while, one can use coconut oil once a week to give a shine to the scalp and the hair. Eyes are very important. One should really use the UV glasses, the shades, the sunshades, so that this way sunglasses to prevent it from UV rays. If you have acidity with cucumber, then you don't have to take cucumber only. One can take some buttermilk, which is very good, and that calms the stomach also. Certain foods certainly can give you acidity. So it's a very personal thing that if you don't like it, avoid that. Sometimes tomatoes can give the hyperacidity. So the fruits generally, which is a normal category which is to be used, I'm mentioning that. But if any particular thing is bothersome, then you can avoid that. Please suggest ways to stay hydrated in summers. A fair amount of hydration is by virtue of electrolyte waters, buttermilk, lemon water, coconut water, and any kind of electrolyte water. But just don't have simple water is also very good. I'm not saying. The only thing is that if you keep drinking only plain water all the time, mostly, then it can lead to hyponatremia, which is not good for your body as well as for the mind also. So one should take some electrolytes with it. Salt water is good sometimes. Certain food, of course, as I mentioned, amongst the fruits, papaya is very good if it is available. Strawberries can give hyperacidity, so one should avoid that. Kiwi is good also whenever it's available. Kiwi has good vitamin A in it. So vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E is good in nuts also. So one should take within a moderate amount of everything mixed together. This way there is a balanced diet to maintain the integrity of the skin, as well as the hydration, as well as the general body texture. I wish you if there is any more question, you are more than welcome to ask. काफी दिनों से बॉडी पर ब्लैक स्पॉट हो रहे हैं और ऑटोमेटिक 3-4 दिनों से गायब हो जा रहे हैं, सर ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है? Well, I think that it is because of the skin, the sweat glands get clogged up by the sweat. So if it happens like this, one should use the moisturizer. First clean the skin with plain water, cold water, use moisturizer, and then if there are black spots which is permanent or which is a persistent one, then one should use some sort of a medicated cream. But otherwise, just skin moisturizer, cold compresses will really help you out removing those spots. Certain times when there is a acne which is very, very painful, one can take non-steroidal to ease the pain, and cold compresses are very important for that. So to take away the tips from today is once again to mention it, avoid exposure directly to sun, especially between 12 to 4. For the children, have their indoor games. Try not to send them in excessive heat and exposure. One should use a fair amount of hydration, diet, skin care, eye care, foot care, personal hygiene, general measures. Don't leave the children and the pets in the car, in a parked car, especially for elderly people. Make sure that they use air condition with some fan also. So this way, there's lack of, the humidity should not be there. Petrol, as far as I said, again mentioned it, try to get them in the evening hours, as the petrol expands it and it can create more problems. General measures of day-to-day life is very, very crucial, and one should use wisely, and fair amount of sleep is also very important to maintain the good health and good energy and good vibes. I wish you a very happy and safe summer. Enjoy yourself. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much.
अच्छा रहा, I didn't expect that. क्योंकि वो टाइम इतना है, उसमें पॉइंट्स 10 को कितनी बार रिपीट किया जाए. बट अगेन इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट एक्चुअली. क्वेश्चन आंसर सारे के सारे जवाब दे दिए, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. हाँ जी.